Aina, have you ever noticed how these massive multi-ton bulldozers, excavators, loaders, the kind that look like they could take on a mountain, always have these really simple seat belts? I mean, they're basically just lap belts like you'd see in an old airplane.
I have, and honestly, it's kind of funny at first glance. These machines are so advanced, so expensive, and yet the main thing keeping the operators safe looks so basic. You can't help but wonder, why not just use the 3-point seatbelt we think of as the gold standard in cars?
Right? That's what you'd expect. But here's the twist. This simple lap belt actually tells a bigger story about smart engineering. See, it's not about using outdated tech or saving money. The reason is much deeper. It's got everything to do with the actual dangers faced by operators.
It's pretty fascinating, actually. When you're driving your car on a highway, the biggest risk is smashing into something head on at high speed. That's why your seatbelt has to catch your entire upper body. Think of the forces in a crash.
Exactly. But when you're in a giant dozer or earth mover, the risks are totally different. You're working on ground that's bumpy, angled, even unstable. The number one threat isn't a frontal collision, it's the whole machine rolling over.
And that changes the design objective completely. For operators, it's not so much about stopping forward motion. It's about keeping them inside this super strong cage called a ROPS. That stands for Rollover Protective Structure. It's like a steel fortress built right into the cab.
Yeah, that's the real hero here. The ROPS is designed to take the crushing force if the machine tips over, creating a survival space. But here's where the simple lap belt comes in. It keeps the operator pinned inside that safe zone. Because trust me, the worst thing during a rollover is getting tossed out of the cab.
Now, there's another big factor too. Think about operating one of these machines. The cab is a true 360-degree workspace. Operators are always turning, stretching, reaching for controls in every direction. If you strap them in with a typical car seat belt, with that shoulder harness, they'd be totally restricted, maybe even in danger, because they couldn't move quickly enough.
So, in a nutshell, the lap belt isn't a step back. It's one part of a brilliant two-part safety system with the ROPS cage. And together, they're remarkably effective. I mean, studies show that in machines with both a proper lap belt and a ROPS, fatalities from rollover are almost eliminated, like 99% effective. It's important to add, though, that this level of protection only works if the seatbelt is worn properly and snugly. Wearing it loosely or not fastening it correctly totally defeats the purpose and can put the operator in real danger during a rollover.
That's wild. And what's even more interesting, the system is so carefully engineered that upgrading it without a total redesign can be risky. It's not like swapping out the radio in your car. Changing the restraint system could compromise everything, especially if operators stop wearing the belt because it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, and it's not just us saying that. Industry experts like the construction and mining equipment industry group are crystal clear. You can't just modify these systems without rethinking the machine's entire safety design.
But safety design always keeps moving forward. Some places, like British Columbia, are starting to require 3-point belts on certain new machines. That's usually in situations where the job doesn't need constant torso rotation, like the big haul trucks you see in forestry. In India, DGMS has already mandated 3-point seat belts in haul trucks used in mines.
And as automation steps in, who knows? Maybe operators will become more like passive monitors instead of hands-on controllers, opening the door for 3-point belts to become the new standard.
It's such a great example of how purpose-driven engineering and real-world use shape safety. The process never stops. Safety design evolves as the job does.